Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Not I'm Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to have a look at a few Arabian Nights cards. And I want to talk about Arabian Nights a little bit. I want to talk about the market situation for Arabian Nights. I want to talk about a couple of cool cards. I want to talk about cards with signatures, and of course some more high-end cards which are not even on the reserve list but pretty expensive. I picked this one up 2 weeks ago, last weekend? No, the weekend before last weekend in Utrecht during the Magic the Gathering Spotlight event. First, let us talk about Arabian Nights in general. Most of the Four Horsemen sets actually are pretty available at the moment. Especially the Dark, of course. Legends, commons, uncommons are pretty readily available. Even antiquities commons are around like $1 or whatever, like $2. Arabian Nights, even the commons are around $5 to $10. And that speaks for the low print run of the set as well as the nostalgic love for the set Arabian Nights. Every time I see a card with the little scimitar on here, I get excited. Even if the card has been reprinted, even if the card is available in a lot of other versions, the Arabian Nights logo had something magical already back in the day. It were cards that were not available. I never opened an Arabian Nights booster pack. I was not able to get any, and those cards were pretty rare even back in the day. And that to me still says a lot about the overall availability of Arabian Nights. That already back in the day, those cards were difficult to get. Yeah, people, it is what it is. I got a few dandans here, how you want to call it. I actually bought these because I met Drew Tucker, as many of you might know, recently a couple of times. Wonderful guy. I really think he's one of the sweetest people in the world. And I wanted to get a couple of cards signed by Drew, and I'm a bit torn between signed cards and unsigned cards. It's a big thing for some, it's not a big thing, or it's even like a negative thing for others because they don't want their cards to be signed. For me, it's a bit of a double-edged sword. I met Drew, I like Drew, I consider him a friend, which is a lot, of course, but still, I think we click very well. And to me, these cards and the signature on these cards definitely add something. And the fact that he told me that this was one of his first pieces of art he did for Magic the Gathering, of course, Alpha Beta, but then the Arabian Nights, Don, and that people didn't see the big fish for years and years to come, so that he had like a little Easter egg hidden in the artwork, and that he was really excited and still is excited about that. To me was a wonderful story, and these kind of stories I connect with these signed cards. So I'm happy to have signed cards, and I think if I have a personal connection to the artist, to me signed cards have some added value. On the other hand, I'm happy with having a set unsigned as well. I think I would like to have both, like a signed set and an unsigned set. But in the end, I'm not as opposed to it as some others. If I have a choice, if it's a nice signature, I'm open to buy a card with a signature, even a high-end card. If it's like a scribble or whatever, I wouldn't buy a Mox. I mean, I have 2 Moxes with Dan Fraser's signature. I love both of them. Yeah, if I now would buy a Time Twister, for example, for my Unlimited set, and I have the choice between a signed Time Twister or an unsigned Time Twister, and they both are the same condition, I probably would take the unsigned Time Twister first. And if there is none available, or if there are none available, I might consider, or if the signature by Mark Tedin is really cool, I might consider getting the signed one, because I'm not opposed to it, and in the end it adds something. I like him, and the same goes for cards like this here, of course. Beautiful cards, beautiful artwork. I really dig the thick black signature, I asked Drew to sign them like this, because to me that is a bit more, yeah, it has a bit more volume, so to speak. So I'm really happy with these and adding these to the collection. I don't think I've shared these before like this, so that's why I do this. Same goes for the her Jekyll here. Really cool card, really cool artwork, and of course Drew did a fantastic job signing these as well. I really like Drew's art. I think he has a very recognizable, specific way of painting. So I dig that a lot, and I already did back in the day. So to me, this playset, these two playsets here, are pretty cool. I might even like build decks around them and add them to the decks, and yeah, have just some cool signed cards in like old school decks. Another awesome old school card, which is actually very playable, I picked up, like I said, during the Spotlight Series event in Utrecht, Magic the Gathering. It's like 10 minutes from here, so I had to go, and I wanted to talk to Rob Alexander. Got a couple of cards signed by him. He didn't have time. He said, yeah, he would do so later in the week. Unfortunately, I mailed him a few times and he did not answer. I understand, no hard feelings. It is what it is. I understand that people are busy. Yeah, it's the second time that happened to me with artists that were open to conversation, and I sent the links to the other videos of artists I talked to, and yeah, they were like, yeah, sure, let's talk tomorrow, and then they never replied again. And again, I understand. It's I hope I get the possibility to meet him again and hopefully talk to him then, because like you know, I really want to talk to most and all of the 25 original Magic the Gathering artists I still can talk to, and I talked to a couple already, and I really enjoyed the conversations, as did they. So I hope that's not why people don't want to talk to me. I hope it's really just a time issue. Serendib Efreet here, very playable old school card. I think, to me, although the Arabian Nights version I still need it, to me somehow the revised version, I'm going to put it here, is a little more special, because I had a couple of those in my deck when I started playing, and as it is like kind of a misprint, a very common revised misprint, all of them look like this. It's still a bit special to me, but this one, of course, I haven't seen that one maybe until like 96 or something. It just wasn't around. I like the casting cost, the dark number 2 here, and I really, of course, like Anson Maddox's art. I think he did a great job here. The genie coming out of the bottle, and 3/4 flying does 1 damage to you. That's pretty strong for 1 blue and 2 colorless still, and I still like it, and especially in old school, it's a pretty strong card. I got one in very good condition. Yeah, you see a little nick up here, but that's not a big problem. And as you can see, the rest looks excellent. Surface as well, and of course I don't want to get it out of the inner sleeve now, but if I tilt it correctly, you can still see it well enough, I guess, without reflection on the inner sleeve. Great condition, very nice. A card like this currently sets you back about 500 bucks, which to me was and still is amazing. Those Arabian Nights cards, if you look at this one, compare it honestly, and I shouldn't talk about that too much. Oh yeah, there they are already. If you compare a card like this to, let's do it like this, to the Old Man of the Sea, which you can get for 200-300 bucks, which is on the reserve list. And this one is not. I know it's playable, and that's the difference. I get it. I'm not stupid, although sometimes I am, but a lot of the times, luckily, I'm not. To me, a card like this should be worth more than a card like this, despite the playable factor. Old Man of the Sea is not that unplayable neither. So yeah, I think these special reserved list cards, may it be the Old Man of the Sea. What else do we have here? Oh yeah, may it be Ali from Cairo. And I know there are other cards that later on were printed that have the same effect. Or may it be the Guardian Beast, which is a big part of my personal vintage deck. You know, I might have a look at the most recent video of my vintage deck. It's been a while ago. I need to post another one. One of my all-time favorite cards, the Beast. If you compare the fact, or if you compare a card like this for 500 bucks, and the Beast is roughly 500 as well, normally I would say always buy the Guardian Beast. And the Guardian Beast should probably be 1,000 bucks. It is what it is. If an Abyss is 1,000 bucks, or yeah, not currently I think it's 600-700. If I don't know, a Chaos Cradle is 800 bucks, and I know it's much more playable than a Guardian Beast in Commander, and that's why it's more expensive. But if these cards that are a lot less rare than these cards, and if this card is roughly the same price as this card, to me that doesn't make sense, personally. So cards like this should be worth more, in my point of view. These should be worth more than him. On the other hand, if it's playable, if it's rare, if people hoard playsets of this one, I think this one has been printed like 20,700 times. So that's what, 5,000 playsets? That's not a lot, folks. And the same goes for these. But if people play this one in their old school deck, and there are 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 old school players, and they all have a copy, 4 copies of this one, and they don't use these in their decks, the chance you find these is higher than to find this one. So yeah, it is what it is. Very cool addition to my collection. I definitely am focusing on Arabian Nights a little more, because I got a lot of stuff out of the way. Unlimited, I now need like 16 cards, I guess. That's what we counted last time. It's doable, but there are a couple of heavy hitters in there. 3 dual lands I still miss. The rest is pretty okay to get, I guess. Arabian Nights, I still miss a lot. And I mean, I got playsets because I played and I used them in decks. And I got now playsets of some commons because I wanted to get them signed. On the other hand, that's not a big pile you see over here, you know? It's not a lot. It's maybe like 50 cards or something. And for Arabian Nights, if you don't have any, it's a lot. And if you got some of the heavy hitters, it's cool. But in the end, I definitely want to complete a set. Yeah, Bazaar, juice them. It is what it is. You have to get these out of the way. Folks, let me know what you think about the good Serendib Efreet. I really like it. Let me know what you are currently focusing on when it comes to collecting old school cards. I am curious to read your answer in the comments. And in the meanwhile, as always, stay healthy, stay frosty. I talk to you next time. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.